Hello and welcome to Let's Play on Linux. This is a follow-up video to the short non-commented gameplay footage I uploaded of No Man's Sky running in Linux with wine. This is the same thing. This is No Man's Sky running in Linux with wine, same version as before, of wine that is. It's a new version of the game. And as you can see, the performance, if you have watched the previous video, you will see that the performance is a huge amount better. It's not only the update to the game though the update to the game did improve performance. It absolutely did. But I have also updated my CPU, RAM, and motherboard. It's the same graphic card though, but this game is very CPU intensive. So, yeah, upgrading the CPU helped a lot in itself. But essentially, now when recording, I'm trying out mouse smoothing here, by the way, see if that will make people less nauseous watching the video. But yeah, essentially how the game runs in this recording, that is roughly how it ran when I was not recording with my old CPU after the patch. So pretty good. I mean, this is fully playable. There's like one microstutter here and there every few minutes or so. It's hardly noticeable for me anyway.
Temperature levels stable.
Of course now, when I play it now without recording, it's absolutely silky smooth. I haven't checked the frames per second, but I'm totally convinced it's always over 60. This is obviously not live commentary. I recorded this last night. And I just thought I'd talk a little bit about how the game runs now, which is absolutely flawless, pretty much. I mean, well, that's always been the case. It's always run as good or better in Linux than as Windows. Which makes me confused that this game only has a gold rating for the GOG version on the Wine database. It does have a platinum rating for the Steam version. I'm not sure what the difference would be. My guess could be that GOG Galaxy doesn't really work. I haven't tried it. This is the GOG version, but I'm not running through GOG Galaxy, so I don't have the online functionality. So my discoveries aren't uploaded to the servers. And that's probably working better with the Steam version. That's my guess anyway. I'll soon go out in space and show the space combat. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to play this game as much as I want to, because I play EVGA 2 on the Stormhold server, and they just released, well, opened up Ruins of Konark there. So I've been fairly busy leveling. I don't really, maybe it's just my imagination, but it seems that the mouse smoothing helps a little bit, so the movement aren't as jerky, and that was a total fail. It seems kind of a little sluggish, like I'm controlling with the mouse smoothing now. It feels like I'm controlling a stick on a controller with the mouse. A little bit. But yeah, previous to the patch and my hardware upgrade, if you haven't seen the previous recording I did, the game was basically unplayable when I recorded. It was actually playable for me when I was not recording them, but still worse than this. Most people, it would lag a little bit going out to space, but it's totally smooth now. And some things never change. I was kind of hoping that they would have fixed the AI's audio messages. Like it's saying that power is low at 75%, stuff like that, but apparently not. The patch seemed to have been purely for performance gains. Now, when not recording, the game ran pretty well for me even before the patch on the old hardware. So it wasn't a huge difference for me, but it was noticeably smoother after the patch. But the stutters were still there, just a lot less of them. Pretty much like you're seeing it now, like an occasional stutter. But my guess is, if you want to play this game and you are actually experiencing stuttering and that, and have followed all other advices to improve the performance, would be probably to upgrade your CPU. Games nowadays seems to get much more CPU heavy. And if you want to know what my new hardware is, you will be able to find it down in the description. As I said before, the graphic card is the same as I had before, but it's a new CPU and motherboard and RAM. And I have 64 gigabytes of RAM now. Not that that really makes a difference compared to the 32 I had before. However, the RAM is... oh, what was that? The RAM is much faster. I had 1600 megahertz RAM before, now I have 2400. And hopefully you haven't heard me coughing now, because I've switched to using a push-to-talk system for my voice recording. Previously I had been trying to edit out all coughing and sneezes and yawns, stuff like that, but probably missed some. This game has gotten a lot of hate, I've noticed, which I have a hard time understanding. Granted, I wasn't really following the game up to launch. I heard about it like just briefly during like a Sony conference or something a year ago or so, and then basically I didn't hear anything else about it until like the day before launch. And it was just a pure impulse buy for me. I bought it for the PS4 impulsively because I saw that, okay, this looks cool, and I ordered it, pre-ordered it there. Oh, pre-order, it was the day before launch. And I got it and thought, well, this is pretty fun. And then I saw on Reddit that the game runs really good in Wine on the Linux. And as I'm a Linux gamer foremost, I said, oh, okay. So I bought the GOG version and tested it out. And with some tweaking, it ran really well for me. So I actually sold my PS4 copy. Hope no one gets nauseous here now. I still really wish they would allow you more freedom in the ship in planetary atmospheres. It's so restrictive, it doesn't let you get close to the ground. It makes it kind of boring. I would rather have it not restrict you and risk you crashing, rather than this restrictions. Well, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I didn't follow this game, so I didn't have any hype for it, really. I had no expectations, except for what I saw on, like, a launch trailer or something. Actually, no, it's not, not even a launch trailer. What I saw was a stream. I saw a stream on YouTube Gaming from someone that had gotten, like, early copy or something. Or no, I think it was in the US or something, so they basically got the game before we did here in Europe. So I basically just watched the stream for a couple of hours and thought that it seems like a game I would like. And it is. But I've after that understood that it seems like they promised a lot more than what the game actually is currently. Which actually makes me think that they have a lot more stuff planned for it, but that they want to release it as DLC to make a little bit more money on it. So my guess is that other features are gonna come as DLC that you might need to pay for.
Life support power low.
It's funny, those aliens, they almost always want carbon, but they always have carbon. They have plants inside their buildings that so you can take their carbon and give it to them as payment. I hope I find a real water world. I haven't found that. I mean, I've found planets with water on it, but not like water worlds where most of everything is underwater. Really wish you could take a ship down in water as well. Oh man, that one is aggressive. It's so hard to catalog the creatures flying up in the air. You can actually do it. It is possible. I have managed to do it a couple of times. Depends on how much they move. How much fast they turn on that.
Temperature levels stabilizing.
You can always go into a cave like this if your heat shield or cold shield is running out. And not most of the time also a radiation shield, a toxic shield. This is like a grenade that you can dig your way through.
Weapon charge depleted.
Does take quite a lot of energy though.
Technology recharging. Weapon charge depleted.
And I recharged the wrong thing. I'm an idiot.
Technology recharging.
There we go. So in case you've been living under a rock and don't know how you get really fast forward like that, it's you use the punch key at the same time you're jumping with a jetpack and you fly forward. You have to time it pretty well though. And the key to not dying when you're doing it in places like this, I'm gonna do it here soon, but I'm gonna fail the first time. Right now I'm gonna mess up. Totally messed up, and let's get back up again. And then I decide that I'll want to check out the other cave there and jump over there. What you want to do is make sure that you don't run out of your jetpack until you're close enough to the ground. So what you can do is, if you're really high up on the ground, just save a little bit of your jetpack that you just hit just before you land. It softens the landing. So you can fall quite a large distance, like here, and then I just use it as I get closer to the ground to smooth it out. It's funny, I discovered this 2 times because I didn't save it. Thing is, I thought I saved it, so I'm a bit confused right now. So here I'll just let you have a look on all the settings I have. Borderless primary, VSync off, G-Sync is also off in the config file. Field of view max and high on ultra most. Well, thank you for watching. See you next time.